Hi everybody, Alison Elliot here, and today we're going to do some tapping on some key meridian points for a couple of different behavior modification results that we would like to experience around worth and value and sufficiency. So what we're going to do is we're going to begin with the karate chop point here on the side of the hand, and we're going to start stating the negative first and then moving into the positive. So even though I'm feeling not good enough, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I'm not feeling good enough, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I'm not feeling good enough, I deeply and completely accept myself. Next we go to the brow point. And start with a conversation, in a conversational way, kind of going through what you would ordinarily say in your head about your worth and value situation of not feeling good enough. I don't know what it is, but no matter what, no matter how hard I try, I can just never really feel good enough. Over here to the next point on the side of the eye. I've tried for so long, ever since childhood it seems like, but I just don't feel good enough. Under the eye. I'd like to feel good enough. But I'm going to tell you right now, honest to God, the truth is for me, I just don't really feel good enough. Under the nose. I'd love to feel better about myself. Under the chin. I know they tell me I have lots of worth and value. Collarbone point. And I would like to feel better about myself. Under the arm. But I don't. The truth is, I just don't really feel good enough. Top of the head. I'd love to feel good enough, but I don't. I wish I could feel good enough, but for some reason, I just can't seem to. What is it about me that is just not good enough? I'd really like to feel better about myself than I do. Does anybody have any idea how I can change this? I'm tired of this. This has stalked me all my life. I just don't feel good enough. No matter what I do, no matter what I say, no matter how many affirmations I repeat over and over and over and over again, not good enough just seems to always come up. What am I going to do? Take a breath. Okay? Feels a little better. We've taken it out of that place where we're not telling the truth about it. We're not covering it up with some goopy, affirmative, positive thinking when underneath in the subconscious we still need renovation. We're speaking the truth. Okay? Now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the karate chop, and we're going to tell the truth again. Even though I'm still feeling some of those feelings of not good enough, I deeply and completely accept myself, and I choose to feel good enough. Even though I'm still feeling some of those feelings of unworthiness and lack of value, not being good enough, I deeply and completely choose to feel good enough. Even though I'm still feeling some of those feelings of not being good enough, I deeply and completely accept myself, and I choose to feel good enough. Okay, let's start with the tapping points. The eyebrow. Even though I still have some of those feelings of unworthiness and not being good enough, I deeply and completely accept myself, and I choose to feel good enough, even though I have some of those feelings of not being good enough. I deeply and completely accept myself, and I choose to feel good enough, even though I still have some of those feelings of unworthiness and not being good enough. I deeply and completely accept myself, and I choose to feel good enough, even though I sometimes still have a little bit of that feeling of unworthiness and not being quite good enough. I deeply and completely accept myself, and I choose to feel worthy and to feel good enough. I choose that for myself. Deep breath. Feel a little lighter? Good plan to add this into your daily practice. Feeling not good enough, feeling a lack of worth and value is very, very common for most people. Most people have layer upon layer upon layer of those kinds of core beliefs that need to be reprogrammed because we attract congruent with what we're vibrating to at the level of our subconscious mind. Here's another one, a real good one to work on is insufficiency. Not enough. Not being good enough and not having enough. So let's start with the karate chop of there's just not enough. I don't know why, but even though, I'm feeling like there should be enough, there just doesn't seem to be enough. No matter what I do, there just isn't enough. And so even though I'm feeling like there's not enough, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I believe that there isn't enough, I deeply and completely accept myself, even though I don't believe that there's enough for me. I deeply and completely accept myself. Okay, now I'll get more into a conversational point. Start with the tapping, the inside of the eyebrow. Forever it has seemed to me as if there just hasn't been enough to me. I think it started back in childhood because I can remember very specifically my parents telling me, money doesn't grow on trees. And, that just kind of led me to believe that, well, I guess there wasn't enough, because if there was enough, maybe money would grow on trees, and clearly it doesn't. And now all you have to do is take a look at the economy. And I mean, for goodness sake, anybody can tell by watching the evening news that there really isn't enough. There isn't, is there? I mean, I'm experiencing it in my life. It doesn't look like there's enough in my bank book balance. I'd like there to be enough, I really would. But the truth is that I just don't really believe that there's enough. Pretty heavy, huh? Maybe up a little bit, but boy, this is a big one. This lack, this insufficiency, this feeling of there just not being enough. So let's go back to the karate chop point here, and let's tell even deeper truth. Even though I believe still a little bit, to some degree, that there isn't enough, I love myself and accept myself anyway, and I choose to believe that there is enough, even though I sometimes feel that there isn't enough. I deeply and completely accept myself, and I choose to believe that there is enough, even though I still have a little bit of that feeling of insufficiency, like there isn't enough for me. I deeply and completely accept myself, and I choose to believe that there is enough, even though I sometimes think that there isn't enough. I deeply and completely accept myself, and I choose to believe that there is enough, even though I sometimes still have those feelings of, like there really isn't enough for me. I deeply and completely choose to accept myself, and I choose to believe that there is enough for me, even though sometimes I still have those little thoughts that come in that say there's not enough for me. I deeply and completely accept myself, and I choose to believe that there is enough for me. Deep breath. How does that feel? A little better? A little better. Absolutely. Add this into your daily routine every day. First thing in the morning, the minute you get out of bed, start with whatever it is that's coming up in your mind that seems to be a little bit negative. Add this in. It's probably a core belief that just needs to be recalibrated. Thanks for watching, and look forward to seeing you soon. Have a great day.